Hi everyone, my name is Ausma and today with us we have wonderful Slovenian photographer Nejc Trpin. Hi Nejc.
Hello.
Nejc is a guide and founder of Trips for Photos photography workshops. He's also Fujifilm Slovenia ambassador, and as he says, he loves to search for the light in his adventures. Is that true?
Yeah, pretty much. You did your homework. So.
Is there anything else that you would like to mention about yourself?
This kind of words describe pretty much what I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I also found out that you have had some collaborations with National Geographic before. Is that true?
Yeah. I was working in different fields of photography, and that was also including National Geographic of Slovenia, so for the documentary photography.
Awesome. So Nejc, could you please share with us how exactly did you find your path in the field of photography?
Yeah, it goes actually quite far back. When I was in high school, I was already experimenting with some analog cameras, shooting black and white films and things like that. It was more like an artistic approach. But later on, at the end of the high school, I got my first camera. It was actually a Fujifilm digital camera with an amazing 10-time optical zoom, which was pretty much for the time. It was like around 2008 or something. But then later on, it was a progress with the DSLR cameras and later to mirrorless and so on. So I love to travel. I love to visit places, and somehow I enjoy to take pictures to make myself memories, to sometimes to remember how it was.
Was there someone within your close friends group or from your family that inspired you to take film camera, or was it just you on your own?
No, was it just me on my own? It was, I found it in the drawer and nobody was using it, and I just started to use it.
I think it's the best when you have like this drawer where you know like all the Asian things are, and then...
Yeah. I can find all interesting things in there.
How long ago was it?
This was around 2005, something like that. So the camera was, of course, older. It was from my grandfather. It was Eastern German Praktika, and it had Carl Zeiss lens on it, so it was quite a good camera for that time.
You still have it?
Unfortunately not. It was
its time.
It was its time, yeah.
Regarding photography and adventures, because you said that you love going on adventures and capturing them, what is the biggest adventure you have had in the field of photography so far?
That's a difficult question, actually. Every adventure has some kind of sense or feeling or something. Every adventure is nice. Every adventure makes memories, some kind, even if they're bad at the moment. But so it's difficult to put out like a certain adventure that I would remember. But let's say maybe the travel in Iceland was one of those that they're like really memorable, and when you have some free time you always think about it. It was quite nice because I was doing some guiding in Iceland as well, so I went there with my girlfriend in advance, like 2 weeks before. We rented a camper van and we just circled around Iceland, took some really amazing photographs. The landscape there is just amazing, and wherever you stop you can find a frame or two that they are like really amazing.
What was so adventurous about this trip? Was it the landscapes or maybe the circumstances? Because I know in Iceland I've been there once and it was in February, and I know that sometimes like the roads can get very snowy. So what was the most adventurous part about this trip?
Was actually the feeling that you have that everywhere you turn around there is like a shot waiting for you. You cannot you want to take everything just with you. This would be like a place to photograph every day, you know. Not just like I look at it as adventure as the whole, you know, as the whole travel, as every day by day experience. Everything that happened there was like a good adventure, you know. And
so after that you told that you were scouting for where to take the people, right? So you went there with a group of people as well?
Yeah, I went there with a group of people later on. It was for the touristic purposes, unfortunately, not for the photographic ones. But it was still, you know, the places were the same as you use for photography. So just a different time of the day normally.
For you, doesn't it become like from one side or another a bit like not boring, but like less exciting to keep on returning to the same places, especially like with photo tours? I believe you have scouted for like a good location, and then I believe you might need to go 1, 2, 5, 10 times to it. How do you feel when you go there for many times?
Yeah, when you are planning workshops, of course you have to do the research. So you need to know which place is good for the sunset, which place is good for the sunrise, where you can park, all the facilities, all this kind of stuff, logistics. Later on, when it goes with the workshops, when you come with the people, you know, they take the classic shot, but you have to, after you do the classic shots, you can always experiment a little bit, try something new, or just focus to the people to tell them how to frame it, how to capture it properly, that it looks nice. But still, you know, every time when you take it, it's something different. It's never the same photo.
Great. Yeah, thank you. By the way, you took me and my friend Mira for a sunrise shot. It was really great to be one of the most popular places in Slovenia for taking photo of a church. So it was really great.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Great. But as I know you're also a climber, what I've found out from you. And do you also ever take camera with you when you're climbing?
Yeah, I do very often actually. I'm working at the moment for a project in Slovenia. This is kind of like a non-profit organization which equips the climbing areas in Slovenia, or rebuilds them because to make them safer. So some of the routes there are very old, so they're not safe anymore, and now they are changing the iron bolts inside, so they make them safer for the climbers who go there. And I'm kind of like working, documenting their work. Hard work, sometimes in the walls and all the preparation, stuff like that.
Like for me, that's like just truly exciting, because I believe like climbing itself as a sport is like quite dangerous, and then you need also like the skill set of photography. So maybe you can give like a brief example of how a day, or like a, I don't know, typical hour of such photography lifestyle look like, or goes like, when you want to photograph climbing specifically.
Yeah, first of all, you have to be climber to know how to move in the rocks or in the walls, to have that basic knowledge of the safety devices. And then normally you come to the area, you talk of course with the guys who you want to photograph, and they tell you which route will they go. And then normally you find another route near to, sometimes easier because when you're photographing better climbers than you are normally. Then you climb it and you put yourself, you pull yourself rope into the anchor, or if you're not good enough, then you ask somebody from the group to climb it for you. And then when you have the rope in, you just belay yourself in, make sure that everything is safe, and then you anchor yourself up into the normal height, the one that is the optimal to take photographs. Sometimes you take the strobes with you, sometimes you just take the cameras. You have to be very sure that everything is very well attached, that something that doesn't fall down. It can be quite challenging sometimes.
Right. And if you would need to give me or send me like one of the top photographs you have captured so far, is there anyone that comes to your mind from either Iceland or climbing?
There are many photographs that I like. You know, there is always another point of view when somebody else is looking to the photos, because you are attached with the memories to it. But if I would have to choose, let's say, two photographs, one is that I like is the one from the famous place in Iceland called Kirkjufell. This is like the famous church mountain with a waterfall in the front. After the sunset, there was a magical light, like a purple cloud. Wow. Was really nice scenery. And from the climbing, I would pick one from my friend Marko, who was climbing with me at the time, and I was hanging up down the rock while he was taking quite a difficult route even for him, and he was really focused onto the next move. So he didn't even bother me, but in the eyes you can see really strong focus, how to get it.
Great, nice, that's awesome. So I guess now we have come to the point which is the last question of this conversation. So Nejc, if you would need to give me and other photographers or photography enthusiasts out there a challenge in the field of photography, what would it be?
Yeah, I was thinking about the challenges. I have several in my mind. I often do them in the workshops, you know, so that's one of the way how to improve and learn. But I would go with the one that that you pick a place and you go there 5 times to that place, and you should try to make photo from that place. It can be from the same spot, it can be with the same lens, with the same camera, but it should be every time should be at the same time. Let's say sunrise, 5 times from the same spot, sunrise to a certain place, and you will realize that after 5 times, every shot, even though you would think it's the same, it won't be. It will be always a bit different. And that's how we learn.
Is it because of the changing weather potentially, or as you doing the same thing all over and over, you think you'd like eventually you just improve?
Yeah, weather is just one part. Every morning is different, right? Even though if it's clear weather, every morning it's a little bit different, but on the other side, also your composition will change even though you won't notice it.
Awesome. So, dear viewer, if you accept the challenge, whenever you do it, tag me, tag Nejc. We would love to see your results. That sounds exciting, and I'm excited to try it myself. So thank you, Nejc, for the challenge. And lastly, could you maybe share where are we right now? What is this beautiful place?
We are on the hill called Smlednik on Valburga. It's actually the castle, and we have a nice local here who is actually coming to pet ourselves. Come on. Yeah, she's here. We are with a beautiful background, and the light is just perfect. We have local welcome, so why not? We have a very beautiful view behind us on the Kamnik and Savin Alps, the very beautiful background. We have some churches in the front, we have some beautiful landscape, and the sunset now for the perfect light.
Nice. Golden hour.
Golden hour, exactly.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for taking me here. It's wonderful.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you. All right. See you.
See you. Bye.
Bye. So hi everyone, to complete this challenge I have decided to choose the kitchen window because that's the place which is very close, and I know that I come here every morning. So 5 days in a row, here we go. Day 2. Day 3. Alright guys, so this concludes 5 days, the same place, the same time challenge. I hope you will try it as well. And please, if you do, tag me, tag Nejc. We would love to see your work, and do write in comments if there is any other photographer that you would like me to talk with. See you next time. Bye!